3, 2, 1, go!
Hello Nidorinos and Nidorinos, it is King Nido here. I'm in Lumiose City, the City of Lights, where the Lumiose Lightning are hosting the Jubilife Venom, and the Venom are starting out with Tentacruel and Crobat, which is a very questionable choice because they will have a type disadvantage against the electric Pokemon Vikavolt and Jolteon, as Jolteon immediately goes for a Mist. That its side will become shrouded in that mistiness as Crobat goes for the offensive move in Hex, going for that evolution. Jolteon taking the damage there. Tentacruel sets up some toxic spikes early in this matchup. This is a great play, getting those toxic spikes out early, and Vikavolt responds with a similar ploy, going for the sticky web. Any Pokemon coming out for the Jubilife Venom will be slowed down due to that web as Crobat goes with the triple axle on Vikavolt. Any electric type Pokemon coming out for Lumiose Lightning will land in those toxic spikes and get poisoned. So both sides setting up early as Tentacruel avoids a Thunder from Jolteon. A great evasion there, as that surely would have eliminated the water type Pokemon. Tentacruel gets a nice speed boost, becoming nimble there from the Autotomize, as Tentacruel also avoids the Fury attack there and goes with a Dragon Pulse. Jolteon taking more damage here from the poison types. Crobat follows that up with the Bullet Seed onto Vikavolt, doing very little damage with this multi-hit move. Only hits twice, not as successful as that triple hit earlier from Crobat, as an eerie spell from Jolteon is super effective there onto Tentacruel, and it will lower its attacks by 3. Vikavolt sets up a block there onto Crobat now. And the Lumiose Lightning desperately need a victory here today as Tentacruel goes for the Blizzard. They have lost their last 4 games and they are sitting in last place on the ladder. So they want a victory here over the poison types, as that Hyper Voice hits both Crobat and Tentacruel, and Crobat goes with a Bulldoze, which won't hit Vikavolt but will eliminate its own teammate in Tentacruel. Jolteon hangs on, but Tentacruel doesn't. This is horrible for the Venom, who have recently fallen out of the Masters 8. A reversal from Vikavolt onto Crobat, not very effective, as Gengar now comes out for the Jubilife Venom and is immediately caught in that sticky web, which will lower its speed stat. Now Crobat going for the Dual Chop onto Jolteon, but it only needs 1. Jolteon is taken out. There is now 5 Pokemon remaining for both sides, and Gengar follows that up with an Arm Thrust. This multi-hit move could get the elimination onto Vikavolt. It's got 2. It's got 3. It may not actually do it. It's got 4. Not very effective. Vikavolt holds on after 4 hits and goes for a payday there onto Crobat. Vikavolt earning its money by holding on after those moves, and now Toxtricity comes out, and this is fantastic. Toxtricity comes out and absorbs the toxic spikes and gets them off the field, so they will not have any more play in this matchup. As Toxtricity goes for the Eruption, this hits both Gengar and Crobat. A great hit there, but Gengar with that Cursed Body will disable Toxtricity's moves, and now Gengar going with the Dragon Pulse for its fellow poison type Pokemon. Toxtricity taking some massive damage, and Vikavolt's going to go for an Eruption of its own, but it is not as powerful, even with the critical hit, as Toxtricity's was. Vikavolt not very good there, as Toxtricity, having no moves left, is going to go for the struggle onto Gengar and gets the elimination. Gengar is taken out by the struggle, but that recoil damage will take Toxtricity out as well. These two sides are back and forth. They are neck and neck, and Vikavolt with the Charm will not be able to get the elimination on Crobat, instead just lowering its attack stat as Toxapex comes out for the Jubilife Venom, and it's Rotom in its Mo form with that Grass typing coming out for the Lumiose Lightning, as Toxapex does get stuck in that sticky web. And there's the Rock Tomb from Crobat to finish Vikavolt off. So Vikavolt is taken out of this matchup, and the Jubilife Venom take a quick little lead here. But Rotom with the Power Whip onto Toxapex, it will get that same type attack bonus. And now Toxapex sets up a Rain Dance, which could be really good for the Water Pokemon if it can go for moves that give it that stab boost, even though they won't be as effective on the electric types. And speaking of electric types, the next one comes out in the form of Electabuzz, as Crobat goes for the Acid Armor and gives a great defense boost to itself. But Electabuzz now with the Shadow Ball is going to go for Toxapex with that move. They're trying to chip away at Toxapex with those huge defensive stats. Hex follows up from Rotom onto Toxapex, and Toxapex is now become an easy target. Toxapex with a Zing Zap though onto Rotom. Very minimal damage on the Grass Electric type, and it's followed up by Close Combat from Crobat onto Rotom, which will lower Crobat's defense and special defense stats there. Electabuzz with a try attack here onto Crobat will get the elimination. So Crobat is taken out of this matchup. We're down to a 3 versus 3 battle. And again, that closeness continues as the Earthquake from Rotom is going to finish Toxapex off, but does a lot of damage to Electabuzz. So the Lumiose Lightning have taken the lead here, as the last 2 Pokemon for the Jubilife Venom in Roserade and Nidoqueen will come out, and both of them will instantly be caught in that sticky web. So they both have that speed stat lowered, but the Lumiose Lightning have taken the lead out of nowhere. And Electabuzz going with the Venoshock here onto Roserade, trying to make the most of that grass typing that Roserade has, and Rotom follows that up with a round. So they may be trying to get rid of Roserade with that huge special attack stat. As now Nidoqueen with a dual chop onto Rotom. Good damage from the first one, followed up by just as good a damage on the second hit there. And Electabuzz going for another Venoshock, and it's going to continue to go for Roserade with that move. It will not leave it poisoned, as the poison type cannot be afflicted with that condition. But the Spatial Rend now from Rotom is going to finish Roserade off. They have chipped away together to take out the grass poison type, and now Nidoqueen all by herself with the horn attack onto Rotom. A fantastic hit, as that rain will stop over the field. And Electabuzz sets up for a Doom Desire. We'll see that move connect in the future unless Nidoqueen can get this game finished. Rotom with a slash doing that initial damage. Critical hit there onto the Queen of the Nidos, and is left with a poisoning. Is Rotom due to that poison point ability that Nidoqueen has? That coaching will fail from Nidoqueen, and there's that poisoning. This should finish Rotom off, but no, it holds on. Rotom still in this matchup, and Electabuzz with the Hypnosis is going to put the Queen of the Nidos to sleep, which means Nidoqueen has to sleep with 3 Pokemon to contend with. This is not what it needs, but Rotom wishing for some more luck, but that poisoning will hit before that wish comes true, as Nidoqueen is still asleep and Rotom is eliminated. That poison point has paid off for Nidoqueen. We will see who the last Pokemon is for the Lightning, and it is Arctozolt. Electabuzz first with the Gunk Shot is gone for a lot of poison type moves in this matchup, so it won't be very effective there on Nidoqueen. It does get followed up with an Air Slash though from Arctozolt. All the momentum is on the side of the Lumiose Lightning, as Nidoqueen is still asleep. But Nidoqueen, she is going to take the Doom Desire. This will be super effective, and Nidoqueen is eliminated. The Lumiose Lightning have brought their losing streak to the end in fantastic fashion with a strong victory here over the Jubilife Venom, and that's actually going to move them up to 16th place, 1 spot above the Cinnabar Flare, who they'll actually be facing next round, whereas the Jubilife Venom have continued to drop down the leaderboard, down to 13th place. Next round they will be facing the Golden Red Balance, but in our next matchup it will be the Numorphle Devils facing the Ferrum Mines. It will be 6th place versus it will be 7th place versus 6th place, and even our next match after that will be 1st versus 2nds. We have some huge matchups this round. I'm so excited to see how these all go, but until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.